Alright, we're back here in section 6.1 exercises. We're going to take a look at the remaining exercises 5, 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, I think you can handle 9 and 10 on your own. So let's look at 5. I'll do 5 as an example, and then you can follow that example and do the rest of them. Write an equation of the perpendicular bisector of the segment with endpoints of 1, 5, 1, 5, and 7, negative 1. So the perpendicular bisector, and let's go kind of, I've got my, make a little sketch here. So the point 1, 5 is like kind of somewhere up here. And then we've got 7, negative 1, which would be kind of over here somewhere. So there's our segment. And our perpendicular bisector, we'll cut that in half and meet it at a right angle. Okay. So we're going to find the equation for that. We need two things. We need to figure out what its slope is. We're going to write it in slope-intercept form ultimately. We need to know what its slope is. And then we need to know a point that it goes through. So we need to find this point here. And then we need to figure out what its slope is. Well, first, let's figure out what this point is. Well, because this is a perpendicular bisector, this point right here will be the midpoint of this segment. So let's use the midpoint formula to find that. Our midpoint formula, right over here, is x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2, and y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. So let's see here. X sub 1 could be 1 and 7. So 1 plus 7 over 2. And y is 5 and negative 1. 5 plus negative 1 over 2. So I should probably pick a darker color there. Alright, then we have, see, 1 plus 7 is 8 over 2. And 5 plus negative 1 is 5 minus 1, that's 4 over 2. So then, 8 over 2 is 4. 4 over 2 is 2. So this point up here is 4, 2. So we've got a point that it goes through, and now we need to find its slope. Well, the slope of this line is going to be the negative reciprocal of the slope of this segment here. So let's find the slope of that segment. And we'll use our slope formula for that. So our slope is, let's see here. Oh, sorry. Our slope is y sub 1 minus y sub 2 over x sub 1 minus x sub 2. And remember, it doesn't matter what you pick for y1 and y2 or x1, x2, as long as you're picking the same point for each. So I'm going to pick this point up here to be point 1, and we'll call this one down here point 2. So 5 minus 2 up top. Okay, and then we've got 1 minus, or like 5 minus 2. Oh, I guess I could pick this point here. Easier, wouldn't it? And 1 minus 4. Now, let's not be confusing there. Let's go 5 minus negative 1. So I'm picking this to be point 1, and this will be point 2.
Guess I should put these back in the church.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, then our x's is 1 1 minus 7. As far as slope, 5 minus negative 1 is the same as 5 as plus 1, that's 6. And 1 minus 7 is negative 6. So our slope, 6 divided by negative 6, is negative 1. So the slope of our perpendicular bisector would be the negative reciprocal of that. So if you take this and actually, the negative reciprocal of negative 1 is positive 1. So slope of, we'll call this perpendicular bisector, not peanut butter, equals positive 1. And the reason for that is because the negative reciprocal of a number is the number that you would multiply by that number to get negative 1. When it's a fraction, we just kind of flip it upside down and change its sign, but in this case, it's pretty easy to see that negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. So there's our slope. We've got a point that we passed through over here. Time to set up our equation. So our equation, we're going to write it in point slope form initially. Y minus k equals m x minus h. Our h and our k is our point that we're passing through, and m is our slope. So we've got y minus, hey Celestine, 2 equals our slope, which was 1, x minus, we've got a 4 here. Now we want to put this in slope-intercept form. So first thing we're going to do is open up these parentheses. Of course, just distributing through a 1 is nothing. So we've got y minus 2 equals 1 times x is x, 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. Then to isolate the y, we're just going to add 2 to both sides. And we end up with, halo, y equals x, negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. And that's our equation. So just to recap our steps, first, we need to find the midpoint of the segment using the midpoint formula. Then we find the slope of the segment using the slope formula. We will find the negative reciprocal of that slope, and we'll use the negative reciprocal of the slope and our point to write an equation in point slope form. And then we will use the distributive property and then add or subtract whatever we have to put it into slope-intercept form, which is ultimately what you enter in this box right here. In this case, it's x minus 2. All right, good luck.